It's definitely harvest season. A lot of stuff coming in. And I gotta say, actually, I'm having better success with my fruit than I am with my vegetables. I've never gotten fruit off of my fruit trees. Never. This year, I've gotten dozens and dozens of peaches, dozens of plums. They're all kind of small because I wasn't expecting to get anything. So I didn't, like thin them out. So they're all very close together and, they tend to be very small then. But I've got so much fruit. I've already made one peach cobbler and I just harvested about 15 pears. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with them just yet. So as I said, got so much fruit. Vegetables are coming along. Not as much or as good as I hoped on a lot of things, but they're coming along. So today though, corn is ready to be picked, and that's the first thing I'm going to get to today. On some of the stalks, we get pretty weak ears like this. They're not looking like much, but the stalks themselves weren't all that strong. But on others, we got a middling ear like this. I'm not sure that this one was pollinated all the way up to the top. But back here, looks like we've got a decent one. Although this is all empty. There's no cob in there. It actually starts way down here. This one goes up to the top, but I'm not sure how full the ear is. Let's see what else we got in here. This looks like a decent ear. Goes up to about there on the cob. Oh yeah, not butternut squash. Looks like pumpkin. One of my pumpkin plants grew over here. And then we got like this one here. This one seems like a nice one. I think the end of it didn't get pollinated. So you know what? I mean, this is pretty much dead. Even though it rained last night, this is bone dry. So I'm gonna pull this one off. There we go. And I've got one more back here behind the pumpkin leaves. So I'm gonna be careful because my pumpkin is actually right there. But this one looks really full. I just wanna be careful around the pumpkin. I'm gonna take this one and try and break it off without damaging the pumpkin. It's gonna be a challenge. There we go. Sorry about the crazy camera work. There we go. Comes right off. So let's go check these two ears out. Now they say if you want to test to see if an ear is ready, you take the silks and you pull on it, and if it comes out easy, it's done. So that seemed to come out pretty easy. Well, this is a pretty decent ear. Just the top didn't get it, but the rest of it looks nice. I'm gonna say that one was ready. I'm gonna go get another one. So this one looked pretty good. It's only goes up to here though, so it's about, what, 2/3 of the way. Not sure what the rest of it's gonna look like. So let's go check it out. So a surprising development. This was the one that was only like half formed, and you can see it's almost fully kernelized. This one, which looked a lot more full, the top didn't get it, but the bottom is really nice. So I'm gonna bring these inside and we're gonna have them for dinner tonight. I want to go take a look at the community garden plot just to show you how that's progressing. Good morning. I'm down at my community garden plot, and it's going to be more difficult to show this to you because I take my dog for a walk in the morning, and then we make our way over to the plot here, and it's usually about 5:30 in the morning that we get here, which is what it is now. And it's getting darker in the morning, of course. So, at least on my screen, it's showing that you can actually see kind of well. I know I've seen in the past where it doesn't look quite as bright as it does on my screen, but hopefully we got a good enough picture. Anyway, I figured I'd just give you a quick update on how the community garden plot's doing this week. So it's actually looking pretty good. These are the pumpkins I planted, and something else. Can't quite remember what that was, but I'm sure that'll make itself apparent soon enough. But the plants are doing well, producing flowers down here. Haven't seen any of the fruit flowers yet, the female ones, but I'm sure that'll come soon enough. The corn is looking good. I had worried that we were going to get have this knocked down because we had some strong winds the other day, but it held up pretty good. Tasseling is nice. We've got silk formation now, so we should get some ears of corn out of down here. And I just wanted to point out the size difference between this corn and the corn that I'm growing at home. This is the size that I had anticipated my corn at home would be. This is about 6 feet plus tall, and I figured, you know, that was going to be okay. It's actually a little bit taller than I thought it was, and it's a little bit taller than it was just a week ago. But it was like a manageable size that I figured I'd be able to handle in my raised bed at home. I wasn't expecting the 7-8 foot high tall corn stalks that would then be raised another 1.5 feet up off the ground. So that's at home, it's producing corn. So I really have no complaints. The kidney bean patch is doing well, and it's looking like it's getting to the point of picking them. I can see some of them turning white. So it's almost time to pick these as well. Interestingly, the melons that I planted down here, these were like among the earlier plantings, certainly much earlier than the pumpkins. They're slow to grow. We'll see if we get any melons off of these here. But I'm surprised that they're not just growing any faster than they are. The leeks are coming out nicely. And I mean, they got a ways to go yet, but they're looking good and healthy. The cabbages and Brussels sprouts that we planted down here, they're looking good too. Red cabbage, still sucking wind no matter where I plant that. We got a red cabbage here. There, we got a red cabbage there. And then there's a smaller one up there. Now these were all the same size when they were planted. And then 1 foot to the left is this one, which is growing much better. And then we start the regular cabbages here. So this is obviously my first year planting here, and I put some compost down to grow in. But it's just interesting how in a single row, that one's much less than what this one is, and then this one is much less than this one. The regular green cabbages, of course, are doing quite well. And then these are the Brussels sprouts right along here. No, not Brussels sprouts. Are they Brussels sprouts? Or are they rutabagas? That's my problem. I forget what the heck I planted. And I don't think that's going to help me. Actually, it did help me. You can't see it on here, but it says rutabaga. So these are the rutabagas over here. Does that mean that's Brussels sprouts there? I'm not sure if I actually planted Brussels sprouts again. I think these are broccoli here. That's what I think that is broccoli. Who knows? Not me. No reason I should. Potatoes are doing good, looking healthy. Even the one that was the volunteer from the previous garden owner over here. Peppers are doing much better here, well, this one is, than the ones at home, well, this one's actually not looking too bad either. A little bit smaller, and could be because it's right next to my neighboring garden's corn. Might be shading it out a little bit. And then the disaster, that is my tomatoes. Because, what is it, buddy? What is it? Yes, I know. I'm talking to everybody. Easy. Okay, easy. He doesn't like me ignoring him. Never stake these up, so they're growing, but it's kind of a mess. But tomatoes are beginning to turn. These are the Romas. We've got one down there too. So I'll be better prepared for next year. Just not this year. But overall, all the vegetables are looking healthy and growing well. So it's just a quick update to show you what's been going on down here. So those were 3 nice ears of corn we picked, and they're going to be dinner tonight. We've had corn previously, and it was so sweet. Now I'm actually going to have to pick a lot more of the corn too. I think it's time. Like, if I don't pick it now, it's going to be too late. So this week coming up, I'll be picking a lot of the rest of the corn, if not all of it. I know some of the corn ears aren't going to be all that good. They're not going to be fully developed or developed at all. I can just tell by looking at the ear, but that's okay. It was an experiment to see how we could grow it here. And I still got all that corn down at the community garden plot. We got a lot more fruit to pick. Tons of blackberries. I've already got probably about anywhere between 5 and 10 pounds of blackberries in my freezer already, and there's still tons of berries on the bushes to get picked. This was just a great year for fruit. I don't want to keep harping on the fruit because I never really highlighted the fruit, but the fruit is just doing phenomenal this year. My tomatoes are doing good as well. I've started picking some, processing some of them, and just going to wait till the full harvest is done before I start making my sauces and things like that. Sugar beets are still coming along. They look fantastic. And whatever else I got growing out there. But if you want to see what we were doing in the garden last week, check out this video right here, and then hit that notification bell and subscribe. And that way you'll be able to follow along on the progress on all of our vegetables as we try to grow a supermarket in our own backyard. Okay, thanks for watching.